Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together.
Everybody with us. 1, 2, 3, and... doesn't that feel nice?
Welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday.
Oh, it is Friday again. Here we are.
I am the great and peaceful mystery.
And I am relaxed, Jay.
Just relaxed?
Oh, I'm just... After that...
So today we're going to talk about...
Talking about what?
You cut me off.
I was just going to say, I feel like a Ziploc bag full of just jelly beans.
Okay. Interesting.
It's it today. It's Friday.
We're going to talk about angels of the sea.
Angels of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a fish?
No, it's sea angels.
Sea angels.
You better look up a picture.
Sea angels, huh?
These are gorgeous little animals.
Beautiful freaks of fauna.
Mm-hmm. So I have a little article, and this is written around Christmas time, so ignore some of the Christmas talk. But, yeah, so 'tis the season when angels grace mantelpieces, treetops, and front stoops. Perhaps then it's timely also warrants introduction of the fluttering angel that lives in the sea. The sea angels are a group of gelatinous sea snails within the larger mollusk division, where they have earned the heavily disputed title of... Basically, they're a type of snail that exists without a shell.
Okay.
So, did you look at pictures of them?
Yeah,
they look anything like a snail?
No, not really.
No, they look like butterfly angel things.
Maybe quite the stretch for a snail, but...
So their closest living relatives, if you want to look it up, is the sea butterflies, which are still snails. They have a little tiny shell underneath them, but their foot of the snail has become two giant butterfly wings they swim through the ocean with.
Wow.
So they're kind of the transitional between us still having a shell that they don't use to these type of things that have...
What's that called? Vestigial?
Vestigial shell, yeah. Or transitional species.
Mm.
So sea angels they have a really round top of the head. They have like a couple little tentacles. It looks like that sits on top of their head. That's actually their mouth.
Like a snallygaster.
Like a snallygaster. And they actually can shoot these large tentacles out to grab food and pull it in.
Are these snallygasters?
They may be, and they're the right color,
Are they the larval?
These are larval snallygasters.
Oh my, freaky.
They have these two side fins and a big long tail. They're always they can sit and look like they're dancing or swimming. But yeah, so... They're related to the heavily distributed group along the planet. It's collectively called Gallimimus, which is their but their common species are Colonial Lumicae and Colonial Antarctica.
So these are ocean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sea angels.
Oh, sea. Well, there's Mediterranean Sea, there's Black Sea, there's...
They're pretty much found all over the planet, but we'll
Sea
get
of Tranquility is where, I feel like I'm floating in today. Just the tranquil sea.
Do you know where the Sea of Tranquility is?
No. It just sounds nice.
The moon.
See?
Even that's the big brown spot that faces the Earth.
It's Sargasso Sea. It's
The
just
Sargasso
lovely.
Sea in the Atlantic. Even though they grow up to only about 1.5 to 3 inches long, sometimes all the way up to 4 inches. Ocean explorers delight in the sight because they are beautiful and their cool anatomy. They are for those who aren't familiar with these angels of the sea, please Google some of these snails to really look at them. It's weird calling them snails because they don't look anything like a snail.
No, it looks like a little something you throw on a hook to go jigging with.
Yeah, I could see that. Graceful swimmers, sea angels are beautiful to watch. Their wing-like fins propel them in a manner reminiscent of flying, with a particular way that's commonly known as, for sea angels. Sea angels are fairly translucent, creating an almost ethereal illusion. Their translucent skin allows them to view their internal organs, their gonads, which are the pink parts, with the rest of their body being orange.
Wow.
These guys are ravenous eaters. Their name implies an angelic nature. Sea angels are, in fact, predators with quite a big bite. When when they stick twist, they prefer their food with one of their most close relatives. They're shelled sea snails, also commonly referred to as sea butterflies.
That's their main food source?
Yeah, it's their closest living relative.
Oh, so they're eating their closest cousin?
Yes. Some species are ambush predators, laying in wait until the prey passes by, while other species are active attackers. Once a sea angel gets a hold of its prey, it uses its two specialized eating appendages known as barcocones to extract the sea butterflies out of their shells.
Why don't they call them sea devils?
Because that's a different thing.
Oh, it's already something?
Yes.
Oh, okay, it makes sense.
The brachial cones are numerous hooks and toothed radula, basically a tongue. So, snails have they lick their food to pull it apart.
Right.
So you see like a garden snail eating, it's actually a toothed tongue that's scraping the leaves apart.
A toothed tongue?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like
It's
a nightmare.
radula. So that's what these guys actually have. They have two of them that go inside the shell and rip out the sea butterflies.
This is like okay, so next horror movie, I don't know, director, creator, your monster has to have a toothed tongue.
Is there any real good horror movies where the monster is beautiful until it's not?
I'm sure there's something out there.
I can't really think of any because like these guys are absolutely gorgeous. Like swimming with them, that's like on a lot of people's bucket lists, a lot of oceanographers and stuff, because they can be in huge schools and they're pretty harmless to touch for people or be around.
Until they stick their toothed tongue in you.
3 inches long.
Yeah, still I can do can do damage.
So once the sea angel gets a hold of prey, like I said, it uses its tongue to pull it apart. And they're quick and efficient meals. You'll see there's shells floating behind these guys as they're moving. They're really good at ripping apart these sea butterflies and then moving on to the next one.
As the shell's floating away.
Yeah, from capture to consumption, it takes a little less than 2 minutes. And most of the time, while they're almost done with the second or the first one, they're about to grab a second one.
Dang.
These guys have a sour taste. Even predators need tactics to avoid becoming lunch. The sea angels in Arctic waters have evolved to produce a chemical compound to deter fish from eating them. This is pretty extraordinary feat for a mollusk, even its only example which has a chemical defense it produced by a mollusk and not absorbed from a food source. So I'll re-explain that part. This is one of the only examples we have where the mollusk produces its own poison.
Okay.
Most other mollusks that are really poisonous get it from their food source.
Right. Makes sense.
So like poison dart frogs are an example of our land animal where you take them out of the wild where they don't eat their venomous ants. They're not venomous anymore, or they're not poisonous anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Because they're getting their poisons directly from their food source.
They're just immune to it.
Yeah. Yes. But they're also pulling it out and using it.
Right.
We talked about sea dragons, and that's what they do also, is they are a sea slug that eats man-o-wars and pushes the man-o-war stinging cells through their skin.
I remember that. Yep.
So these are the example of people that don't do that. These tiny crustaceans called amphipods even seek out sea angels to benefit from their chemical protection by hitching a ride on their backs. So amphipods are these little tiny little, they look like little discs. Mm-hmm. They're like swimming frisbees. And we used to breed them for fish hatchery stuff.
Okay.
So these guys use the sea angels as a shield.
So they're hiding behind the sea angel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't want little fish to grab them. So gender switching. Sea angels have a remarkable ability to switch genders. Specifically, basically, they're almost all hermaphrodites, which means they start out male and they turn female. It's protendrosius hermaphrodites, which means they're always male. They turn to female through the course of their lives. There's a lot of species, especially these simpler species that are like that, to guarantee there's always each side of the gender.
Mm-hmm.
Catching the mating between two sea angels is quite a sight. These two swirl, lock together for 4 hours, almost as if they were partners in a dance. It's really cool if you watch videos of it. It looks like literally like two angels dancing together.
That's pretty cool.
Mollusk breeding, especially snails breeding, are often crazy. Like garden snails have harpoons they try to stab each other with, and whoever gets stuck becomes a lady.
That's quite the... imagine if like jousting was like that back in the day.
And
or
so
dueling.
it's full of chemicals that basically makes the other snail become the female for this. Because being the female for snails isn't because you have to produce the eggs.
Right.
And it takes a lot of resources. And it can affect humans. The one in land snails, their breeding spur.
How so?
It's a very powerful aphrodisiac.
Oh, okay.
I can think of one case in the UK where a lady got stuck and basically a doctor said why because she had cheated on her husband, and they did chemical tests on her, and she was like through the roof with some hormones and stuff like that.
Wow.
So there you go.
Huh, good to know.
Snails can cause you to cheat on your wife or your husband.
Or both.
So metamorphosis. So as adults, sea angels are soft-bodied creatures, but when they are initially born, they still reside in their shells. As they age, they undergo metamorphosis. Unlike a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, during this transformation, the shell is shed. The closest living relatives to sea butterflies, however, keep their shells throughout their life. Built of calcium carbonate, both the sea butterfly shell and the sea angel's larval shell may have trouble forming in ocean's acidification due to climate change becoming a greater threat. So we're actually seeing this with a lot of mollusks. There's mollusks and even crustaceans with the acidification of some parts of the ocean. Mm-hmm. I know Florida right now is having a mass die-off of a lot of crustaceans because they can't harden their shells anymore and they're weak. But yeah, so that's the short sea angels. Other gorgeous. I highly suggest anybody just kind of look up videos of these guys. They're cool. They're really cool to be around.
How do these things breathe?
Gills.
Gills? It's just gills?
Kind of. It's a mollusk version of gills.
Okay, I was just wondering.
It's not like a fish's gills. It's very different structure.
Sea snails, and then it's all gills?
Yeah, a different type, but yes.
Like
it doesn't look like a fish's gills.
Is it like breathing through their skin type of thing, or
no? They have an internal sac.
Oh, okay. I was just curious about
like
that.
A little area inside their body.
Okay.
So same thing with like land arthropods and crustaceans and that kind of stuff, where they have they pull air in. It's hard to explain without showing you a picture, like a diagram.
Yeah. Because
it's very alien to us.
Nah. Okay.
So any questions about sea angels? It's a nice little simple thing.
They're pretty. Like I said, if you haven't seen one, just Google a picture of them.
There schools of thousands of them sometimes.
That's kind of frightening.
Well, yeah, and it's because they're chasing schools of sea butterflies.
Any freshwater?
No, there's only 2 species of these guys that have been fully documented.
Okay. They related to fairy shrimp?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Well, it'd be nice to have some in a tank somewhere, but that's going to be pretty difficult to take care of, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I mean, keep in mind they pretty much only eat sea butterflies.
Well, we could breed them too.
Because I'm trying to think. There's a couple of jellyfish only eating species that are super hard to keep. Like pretty much that only jellyfish labs, like sea dragons.
Yeah.
They don't eat jellyfish, they eat man-o-wars.
Right.
So you have to have a source of man-o-wars to keep sea dragons.
Yeah.
So you have to have a source of one of the most venomous animals on the planet to feed your pet sea dragons.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's not like going out to the pet store and picking up a bag of jellyfish.
I think we could take some sea angels, have a saltwater tank, and just slowly filter it, to fresh water. Just slowly add just a little bit over a couple years. But you can get them trained to breathe in fresh water.
I doubt it.
I think you could do it.
I almost got a jellyfish tank the other day.
And then we'll
release
them into the creek.
Release them into the
A jellyfish tank?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you have to have a special tank to have jellies. You can't have any edges.
So it's the big round ones. I've seen them at the aquariums.
It's not just the big round ones.
Yeah.
The filtration system has to be a certain way because they really can't touch the sides.
Yeah, because they'll get shredded, wouldn't they?
Yeah. It depends on which species. There are some tougher species.
Oh, it's thundering.
It's thundering really bad outside.
So while you're enjoying this freaky Fauna Friday, go out during a rainstorm and breathe that fresh ionized rain air. But
don't go out during this one.
Don't go out in a lightning storm, though. Just stay somewhere safe.
I was going to sing a little song before we go.
Let's hear it.
Sea angel, sea angel. I was doing the earth angel, but I don't know the rest of the lines.
Sea angel, will you be fine? Swimming under the ocean, chasing butterflies.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.